damage, enhanced interrogations. When you're scanning the news, these words barely even register. They're just words. But then you stop and you think about what they really mean. A 7-year-old girl murdered on her way home from school. A naked man alone drowning in the darkness. Gives you a bit of a different perspective. Here's another one for you. The Code of Silence. If you're wondering what I mean by the Code of Silence, here's the Cliff Notes version. It's when you witness something that you know is wrong, but you say nothing. I first encountered the Code of Silence as a recruit in the police academy, but you can find it everywhere. You hear your neighbor beating their kid, but you don't want to get involved. You witness your boss stealing money from the company, and you don't say a word, because powerful people will punish you if you do. That is the Code of Silence. Now I'm going to say something a little controversial about the Code of Silence, and that is, I get it, really I do. Humans have a natural instinct to protect their own. That sense of camaraderie, it's one of the things I loved most about being a cop. We were all on the same team. But here's a question for you. What do you do when someone on your team messes up? Do you hold them accountable? Do you help them get better? Or do you remain silent and allow them to continue to abuse the trust and authority they have been given? I never thought I'd have to make that call. To be honest with you, I could never imagine myself in that kind of situation. But then, I joined the Chicago Police Department. As you may have heard, the South Side of Chicago is one of the toughest parts of the city. It is also home to some of the poorest people in the entire nation. Most people would not choose to live in the housing projects here if they had any other options. Gangs run the streets, and the streets are filled with drug dealers selling everything from heroin to crack to cocaine. Tragically, the sound of gunfire and violent crimes were just a part of everyone's daily lives here. This is what I was thrown into as a rookie cop. I'll admit it was a little overwhelming at first, but I learned a lot from my fellow officers who had been on the street for years. They were doing their very best to make this little corner of the world better for everyone that lived here. No needles on the playground, no muggers in the stairwell. All of the things that most of us here take completely for granted. I was proud to be part of that. I talked to people. I got to know their stories and got to know them. I became the person and the officer deserving of their trust. The longer I spent on the job, though, the more I began to hear whispers about some of my fellow officers. I began to hear things that I did not want to believe. A man told me a story that I could not ignore. He had dates, times, names, everything. By this time, I had been on the job for over 14 years, and I could tell a lie from the truth. And this man, he was not lying. He said that a group of my fellow officers were running the projects like a private mafia kingdom, that these officers were shaking down drug dealers for protection money and falsely arresting all of the people who refused to pay. Hundreds of innocent people went to prison for crimes they never committed. And if you can honestly believe this, they may have been the lucky ones. Others were beaten, robbed, and some of them, maybe, just maybe, were even murdered. For well over a decade, a group of rogue officers, some now promoted to bosses, had been allowed to operate with impunity without fear of prosecution, protected by the code of silence. Why hadn't anyone spoken out? Well, it goes back to what every new recruit is taught in the police academy. Never, ever go against a fellow officer. Regardless of what you know to be the truth, once an officer writes that report, whatever they put on that page, well, that becomes the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I couldn't accept that. I just couldn't. You see, I was raised by my grandmother, and she taught me to speak out against injustice wherever I found it, and that included the police department. She told me it was the right thing to do, and when you do what's right, things will always work out in the end. But boy, was I in for a shock when I told my supervisors about the abuse and criminal conduct happening under their command. No one wanted to listen. Not one single boss said, "Wow, Shannon, we have got to put an end to this." No. Instead, I was told to forget it, to ignore the evidence that I discovered, and for my own good, keep my mouth shut. I tried going to other departments, looking for anyone that would listen to me. I never found them. What I found is the code of silence was everywhere, and it was extremely powerful, preventing the truth from being heard, especially by the public. Eventually, I had to go all the way to the FBI for help. I became a whistleblower, leading an investigation that soon encompassed the very highest ranks of the Chicago Police Department. As you might imagine, this made me very, very unpopular. The bosses ordered my fellow officers not to work with me, not to back me up on the street, even if my life depended on it. My bosses made threats against me. One told me, "I'd hate to tell your daughter you're coming home in a box," referring to the grave danger I was in. The retaliation from inside my own department was so severe, I did not even feel human anymore. I was banned from the lockers, from the shower, and even denied access to the police bathrooms. A boss told me once, and I quote, that I could piss outside with the rest of the rats. Can you imagine that? The second I broke the code of silence, my life was changed forever. Maybe you're wondering, what does that mean? My life was changed forever. Well, here's the quick version. It meant that I lost most of my friends because most of my friends were officers. They didn't just stop talking to me, though. They actively hated my guts. It wasn't just my personal life that changed either. Eventually, I was forced out of a job that I absolutely loved, one that I earned and was really good at. The bosses made it very, very clear that I was all alone, unprotected, in this huge, violent world of criminals as an undercover cop. And if anything happened to me, oh well, I probably deserved it. For all of you sitting here today, that probably sounds a little extreme, and I hope it does, because it was extreme. But you have to remember, to my fellow officers, I had just committed the worst sin a cop can ever commit. I had violated the Brotherhood of Blue. The second I went to an outside department to report internal corruption, I was immediately an outcast. I had crossed a thin blue line. I was now the enemy. But you know what? Despite all of that, I did not give up. I did not take the path of least resistance. For me, there was no choice. I knew that if I did not continue to speak out, there would never be justice for hundreds and hundreds of victims. Another thing, whistleblowers lose everything. And I don't think that's right. All of us here today, we know how precious the truth is. We should do absolutely everything in our power to protect it, and to protect and defend those who are brave enough to tell it. It took me years to expose the code of silence. But in 2016, the mayor of Chicago himself was forced to admit that the Chicago Police Department does have a code of silence that allows officers to commit and cover up illegal acts and wrongdoings committed by their own. This is something that the people of the South Side housing projects of Chicago had known their entire lives. That a gang of corrupt officers had abused their authority, and the police department, despite receiving hundreds of complaints, did absolutely nothing to stop them. Finally, the silence had been broken. But that's not where this story ends. There are still hundreds of innocent people suffering behind bars because of the code of silence. That is why today I am working with a pro bono legal clinic called the Exoneration Project. Together, we are trying to help everyone who has been wrongfully convicted by the code of silence get their lives back. I believe they deserve to get their lives back. They deserve to be free. Here's another thing I believe. I am not a hero. I'm not. I am just one ordinary person who refused to look the other way. Was I scared to death? Did I have doubts? Absolutely every single day. But even when my entire world was crashing down around me, I knew I was doing the right thing. And that gave me strength. It gave me courage. If you are ever face to face with a code of silence in your life, I really hope you remember my story. I hope you remember that you, one single ordinary person, can do enormous amounts of good in this world. One right decision, then another, and another by each and every one of us can lead to real change. all of us here, we know how precious the truth is. We must do everything we can to protect it and to protect those who are brave enough to tell it. For whistleblowers like me, we lose things we can never get back. Our career, our friends, family, and maybe even our lives. That has to change. It has to change at the beginning. If we want better officers, we need better training. And that starts day one in the police academy. We must train our officers the importance of reporting the truth. Not because they might get caught lying on camera, no. But because that is the very basic quality necessary to become a cop in the first place. Honesty. We must train our officers that reporting corruption by law enforcement is not their job. And that officers entrusted with the authority to serve and protect our communities will be held responsible. We must give officers a safe environment once they're cops to report the internal corruption. No officer should ever have to walk in my shoes. No officer should ever become the next Shannon Spalding. An officer should never have to choose between doing the right thing, which is his job, or losing his job, his family, and maybe even his life. We must have the unions protect all of its officers. They must provide whistleblower protection for each and every cop. Because right now, whistleblowers, they're not protected. Not by their union and not by their contract. And that has to change. Repairing the damage done by the code of silence, I'm not going to lie, it is not going to be easy, but it is absolutely achievable. We all know what we have to do. We have to back up our words with actions. We have to become involved. Where do we start? Well, by what we're doing right now. First, all of us, we get together. And then, together, all of us, we get to work. Thank you.
I just wanted to play that real quick so people, cops, crooked cops on here, cops that might not be crooked. And for those of us who don't already know, whatever they put on the paperwork is a go, whether it's a lie or not. If you piss him off and he decides to write some fucking bullshit on it, definitely if you run from the police. If you run from the police, they're going to throw some more cases on you. And there's going to be no way you can get out of it, whether you're innocent or not. So, that's just an example. Okay, let me see. And also just to say, you know, this targeting will, it's gonna be hard to get any of them to fucking try and expose this shit. Or to admit that it's even real. Yeah, man, and college kid, man. I don't know, man. I would say just, I can't tell you what to do, man. But I see right here you said, okay, I see you said right here that don't go, oh, I'm really, okay, I see you said right here, I'm really confused. I'm trying to figure out if it is real or if I'm just imagining it all. Why would you say something like that? Like, I don't understand why you would say that, man. You got thousands and thousands of people confirming that what you're seeing is not hallucinations. You know that there's a program in effect that these people are fucking pushing on the certain people in the community. You got videos all over the place. Like, why would you say that you're uncertain, and why would you say that, like, that doesn't make any sense? Like, why would you say that? Um, I have to see a psychologist next to monitor my progression. I'm being forced to go, and I might have to go to how how old are you, college kid? I mean, if you're an adult, you don't have, I mean, unless you're on parole or probation or some shit, no one can fucking force you to go anywhere you don't want to go, bro. Especially for that type of shit. Especially when they're fucking well, you're saying you don't know, but if they're telling you that you're something that you know that you're not, and telling you to proceed with the fucking proceedings that they got in store for you, like, what the fuck? Like, you're walking into your own fucking, next thing you know, you're gonna be in one of these fucking Victorian houses with hella fucking drool and shit coming down your mouth, and you know, I don't know, man. I mean, all I can say, man, is your name is College Kid, so obviously you're in college, man. You gotta fucking take this fucking program like a college course, man, and fucking study it, man, for what it is. This is your life. Trust me, you'll get further studying this than you will fucking doing anything in fucking college. You can work your ass off and get a fucking bachelor's degree and come out and not get no fucking job unless you start your own fucking practice and shit. And you spend all that fucking money and you either get a job that's fucking not even what you spent the money for. Like, not even in the fucking, not even in the same profession of what you fucking studied for. Or you get over fucking qualified and shit. People start telling you you're overqualified for the fucking job and shit. Like, this is your fucking life. This is your life, man. And this isn't like no fucking F. Or you take a pill, you get an F, you get a C, you get a D. This ain't that. You take a pill, you go crazy. You take a pill, you fucking start pissing and shitting on yourself and fucking talking to fucking people that ain't even there and shit. And then they can broadcast you and say, look what we did. Look what we did to this stupid motherfucker. Don't let these people have you doubting yourself, man. That's the worst thing you can do as a targeted individual is doubt yourself. Start second guessing yourself. Start trying to figure out if you're really fucking seeing this shit or you're going crazy, man. Because if you're having them thoughts and you got these fucking goofballs fucking pushing the issue, man, most likely your decision is going to lean toward what everybody is pushing you towards, because you're already 50% there. You're already straddling the fence on the shit. So, it's not going to take too much for them to tip you in that direction. And then you'll start saying, well, hey, it's only a pill. I'll try it out. I'll try it out and see if it disappears. I'll see if it works. Well, in the back of your head, that shit ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. So, all I can say, man, all I can tell you, bro, is the only advice, because I'm not, I can't pressure you. I'm not gonna pressure you into nothing that but I'm just gonna tell you what I would do. And I would not go back to that fucker if my mom, and if I'm up to 18 or better, and my mom tries to force me, whether I'm living with her or not, and the consequences is if you don't go, you're getting kicked out my house. I wouldn't I don't think I would sleep under no bridge. But, I would fucking get out there and fucking figure out some type of legal way, or even stay and hurry up and try and figure out some type of legal way to make some type of fucking, I would recycle. That's the best thing. I don't know where you're at, man. But, if you do it the right way, man, you'd at least be able to get a motel every fucking night. Until you come up with something better, man. But, I'm not going to no hospital, and if it means I gotta leave your fucking house, then I'm to the streets. I don't give a fuck. You're not sending me nowhere that I know for a fact is gonna be a cancer to my life. But I'm gonna definitely keep you in my prayers, bro. Ask God to lead you the right way, man. But that what I just read from what you said, you said when you said you don't know if it's delusions or hallucinations and all that shit, bro. Like, what I will say is, like, you gotta stop thinking like that, bro. For real. You gotta stand firm on the fact that this shit is happening to you. And if you're going to that psychologist, the only reason you're going to that psychologist is because you want the medication to get high. That's the only fucking reason. And it's still, whether you want it to get high or not, if you take that shit, you're gonna be crazy, man. And it might not happen right away. That shit happens over fucking time. So, in a month and shit, and the medicine, the shit they give you is that super. 9 times out of 10, it's that super fucking tranquilizer shit, to where you're gonna fucking just be sleep all day and fucking, drooling and pissing all in the bed, man. Trust me. I had to borrow that, like, when, you know, it wasn't behind me going to go fucking to no, you know, to no psychologists and shit, but, you know, people take that type of, they take psychotropic meds and in jail and in prison and shit, you know, because they have, you know, people have issues and shit, or they claim that they have issues. Like, some of these people don't even have the issues, and they, you know, they get this medication and shit to sleep their time away, fucking sell it and make a little bit of profit and shit. So, I mean, you know, that's the way some people survive. Is they get onto that fucking, they get onto that list of having mental issues, and you know, they say they have anger issues, they're having hallucinations and all that type of fucking shit, and then they give them these tranquilizers, and you know, you can sell them, you know, sell a pill for like seven noodles, 7 top ramens and shit, and for a motherfucker that ain't got nothing, you know, most motherfuckers, a lot of homeless people as well, you know, they're gonna get on that mental illness list to be go see by the doctor and get prescribed these fucking pills, man. And I fucking took one called Seroquel. I took one, I bought one off somebody and shit, because I wanted to sleep my fucking time away. You know, I thought it was just like, you know, it's gonna be like a sleeping pill. I was gonna sleep good and fucking wake up, man. And I only took one fucking pill, man. And it wasn't even a whole pill, as a matter of fact. The pill was like, it was like, I forget what the number was on it, but it was a little round yellow pill. A little pill. And my bunkie, because I bought it off my bunkie and shit. And he was like, you know, I was going to take the whole pill. He was like, nah, wait, don't do that. Don't. He told me, don't do that. And so, you know, he told me to break it in half and take it. And if I want to take the other half later, you know, take the other half later, but don't take that shit like the whole yellow pill. And this was like a small fucking tablet, bro. It wasn't like no fucking horse pill or no shit like that. But it felt like one. Like, as soon as I popped that motherfucker, I went to sleep. I woke. My celly woke me up. He woke me up, and you know, I was drowsy. Like, my head was heavy, all that shit. Like, I was super fucking, you know, there's a super drowsy feeling you get when you take that shit. Like a heavy drowsy, not no Benadryl drowsy, like fucking drowsy. And fucking, you know, he tells me it's time to fucking it's like 3 o'clock in the morning when he wakes me up and shit. And I'm so drowsy, I just want to say fuck it and fall back to sleep and shit. But I know, like, you know, the chow is all fucked up. So, you know, I gotta make it to that motherfucker. So I hop up off my bunk, man, and I just crashed into my fucking knees and shit. I'm on the top bunk, too. I'm on the fucking top bunk. Literally, like, as soon as I hopped off that motherfucker, my legs were like fucking rubber, and I just crashed on my fucking knees and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And you know, long story short, I didn't even make it to breakfast, man, because I didn't want, you know, my knees was all fucked up. I had to get on my bunk, and, you know, and then, so you only get a certain amount of time before the guard comes back and closes your door and locks it while everybody's at breakfast and shit. So I couldn't recover my knees and shit in time to fucking get out the door. And that's just one half a pill, bro. That's just one half a pill. And so I'm saying this to say, man, I don't know if they're going to prescribe you that. But, you know, anything after that, before that, it doesn't matter. When you're on those psych meds, man, I'm telling you, man, you do not know what the fuck to expect, man. And I know if I would have, like, I didn't even take that second pill and shit, cause I knew, like, even after that, like, when I went back to sleep, like, even after I woke up and went back to sleep, it's like I was still fucking like comatose sleep. Like I didn't I didn't stop sleeping. Like I woke up, to use the bathroom and all that shit, but I still always had that drowsy feeling for like 4 days off a half a pill off that 4 days. Like that was the best sleep, I guarantee you. That was the best sleep I ever got. But at the same fucking time, or I should say that's the best sleep I had got for a long time, from being on the streets and then fucking just going to jail and going through that shit for like a week or two until I got my commissary and bought that shit. Like that's the best fucking sleep that I fucking got in jail. But at the same time, man, if I would have stayed on that shit, I know just from the drowsiness and all that shit, I know, like, if I would have kept popping that shit, like, eventually slobber would have been coming out my mouth. Because I would have, I could feel my head being cloudy, man. And my whole fucking, my head was cloudy and shit. Like, I could still think, but, like, everything was fucking cloudy, man. And that was a half a pill. A half a fucking pill. Seroquel, so... if they try to offer you that shit, do not take that shit. Please, I beg of you, do not take it. Let's see. Nappy, you would be in weed heaven if you went to Oregon. Next state up, cheapest weed in country, influx 25. Of the price of Cali and slower lifestyle. Good recycling. Hey, you know what, man? Because I really want to get out of here. I really want to get out of here. I think what I'm going to do, man, well, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want these people to fucking build up around what I say. But, like, yeah, man, like, I'm seriously, like, thinking about selling this van for super, super cheap. Well, not super, super cheap, but like $2,500, just so somebody will hurry up and buy it. And fucking getting something, like, even if it's like a truck, not no bed truck, but like a, like a suburban type of truck, and getting the hell out of here, man. Like, seriously, man. And then when I get to wherever I go, I'll just sell the truck and get like a van. But I definitely want to get the fuck out of here, and that's the only way I'm gonna be able to do it, because, yeah, that's just the only way I'm gonna be able to do it, man. Like, I gotta hurry up, sell this, and cause trying to stack money and shit, trying to stack money to get out of here is not gonna work, man, because it's too many. I gotta survive on top of the shit that they do to this vehicle. Like, this vehicle fucking, pretty much sucks up all my bread, my money and shit, this vehicle and survival. But this vehicle, not because of gas or anything. You would think it's the gas and shit, but it's not even the gas. It's the shit these fuckers do to it. They fucking... Even from the letting air out the tires to fucking doing whatever they've been doing to my fucking gas tank, which makes my gas, like, they did something to where, like, bro, like, I'll put $20 in my fucking gas tank, and the gas just fucking, it eats up, like, If I put $20 in it right now, it wouldn't, recycling and shit, it wouldn't last me until the morning and shit. And it was never like that, bro. Like, yeah, I could put $10 in here and it would last me till in the morning. You feel me? So whatever they're doing, and I can tell like my van starts shaking and shit. Like, so it's just little shit like that. I've tried putting gas cleaner in it, all types of shit, fuel injection cleaner, all types of shit, man. But I don't know if it's them been. At first, I thought they were sifting my gas. At first, I thought they were sifting it, but I think they're putting something in it. I think they think that I'm crazy. I guess I just have to worry about what's really happening so I am normal to them. Or I think they think that I'm crazy. I guess I just have to worry about what's really happening so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means, college kid. You mean you have to play along with them so that you seem normal to them? All I can say, man, like I said, man, I can't tell you. All I can tell you is what I would do, like, and then you gotta go from there, bro. They tried to tell you that you're hallucinating your friends. See, that's the thing, bro. Like, that's the thing. Like, you're grown. Like, bro, you're not a kid, bro. College kid. Like, you might have kid on your fucking handle on here and shit after college, but bro, you're not a fucking kid, man. You don't need nobody to fucking tell you what you're going through, man. Trust me. You do not need, man. You know what, bro? Do not, and I'm telling you this out of fucking, you know, I'm telling you this out of, I don't want to not worry, but I'm just giving you some good advice, man. Do not get into any fucking relationships right now, bro. Because you're going to let these people, especially if you get in a relationship, you're going to let somebody steer you into fucking doing something that, the way you're sitting here sounding, bro, like, you're going to let somebody steer you into doing something that's going to be not good for you, man. And especially if it's one of these fucking honeypots or whatever that fucking try to tell you, hey, it's okay. I mean, why not try it out and all that? Like, I don't know, man. You're straddling the fence already, bro. You're straddling the fence, man. It's not safe for you, man. And I can see them sending somebody your way, bro. Maybe not even a honeypot, maybe a friend or anything. Somebody just pops up out the blue and starts acting nice and fucking starts slipping some advice in your ear to do the wrong thing, man. Because, I mean, you're grown, bro. Whether you're 18 Shit, well, you're not grown at 17, but at 17 you have fucking common sense, man. Enough to know if people are fucking following you, if fucking these one headlights are fucking illusions, if these people acting crazy. And then you're on YouTube and you know there's thousands of us. You know there's thousands of us. And then these people are telling you that fucking the people you see on YouTube are an illusion. Everything else you see on YouTube is not an illusion, though. All that other shit is not an illusion, but we're illusions, though. All of us, we are the illusions. Like, don't let these people, man. Don't even fucking. Excuse me, that's legitimate. It's legitimate. Don't question your character like that, man. Don't. No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing, man. Don't question your character like that, man. And I'm here to tell you, man, if the realest thing you ever heard, if you've never heard anything real, you'll never hear anything realer than this, bro. You are not crazy. This is not in your head. This is for real. Not only is it on thousands and millions of other people, it's on me. Not only is it on me, it's on you. Not only is it on you, but tomorrow somebody new will, well, not somebody new, but somebody new will come to realize that they are a targeted individual. And then tomorrow, somebody's not gonna know that they're a targeted individual, and they're just gonna really think they're fucking crazy. And then shit's gonna go haywire. And you gotta think, right? Think about all the targeted individuals that did retaliate on these people, and they've been using the mental illness ploy on them. What if they were targeted individuals that they said, hey, well, why don't you go get to a psychologist? And, you got to think, man, these are think tanks, man. They're playing chess. So they're already setting you up for the play. Like, you might not be written down on paperwork as having, like, some fucking psychological problems. But now you got all these people saying you're mentally ill and trying to coach you into fucking going to the psych ward and getting evaluated. Then you go get evaluated and they diagnose you and you come out as a targeted individual. And you've been diagnosed whether you're taking medication or not. And you just think, okay, well, it's on paperwork and something, and you happen to fucking fly off the handle and do something to one of these people. Now they can hold that against you. If you, God forbid, kill one of these people or something, they can, and you happen to die, they can sweep you under the rug with the mental illness. And before you get that mental evaluation, they can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all type. You got to think outside. You got to think all around, man. Because there's a lot of targets that don't have mental issues and they go get that evaluation. I don't even think you have to be diagnosed. As long as you go get the mental evaluation, they can say you have mental issues just because you went and got the evaluation. And then if it comes up that you weren't diagnosed, they can clean it up. But at the same time, it's not going to come up that you weren't diagnosed. But it'll come up that you went for that mental evaluation, though. So it's all types of loopholes and ways they can play this ball game, man. And everything's against you, man. The ball is in your hand and everybody's looking at you, man. You're way on the opposite side of the court. Your basket is way on the opposite side of the court. The ball is in your hand, and you gotta run it back, man. Everybody's looking at you, your teammates and the opposing team. So, saying all that to say, man, it's really on you, the choice you make. But your teammates are rooting for you, bro. We're definitely rooting for you. SHP, I believe they also do organ trafficking, knock a TI off and take their organs. Oh yeah, I believe that too as well. Like I think we're so caught up in the what do they call it, black web, on the dark web or whatever. Like I think they're doing so much shit with us right now, man. It's insane. Another targeted individual, Gina Davies, she sent me something that shows that these people play us like video games and shit. They put on fucking, the goggles, the virtual reality and shit, and we come up on the screen as fucking animations and shit, and they play us like fucking video games and shit. They can feel what we feel. They can feel our emotions and all that shit, and they get addicted to that shit. I keep trying to pull it up, but it won't let me. It won't let it. It keeps blocking me off. I'm trying to get it so I can upload it to the channel. I've been trying to get it, but it's telling me I gotta. It's telling me I gotta join some shit. It's telling me I gotta join that page or some shit to get. I gotta figure out how to get that, download that video. Like if I could get the exact name of the video, I can find the app that'll just download it. But in order to watch it on that site, I have to subscribe or be something, because it keeps popping me off. And then the organ trafficking and all that shit. Everybody gets paid off of us. From your fucking junkie on the street corner who participates, to the fucking police, to the fucking neighborhood watch, to the dude that fucking, if you happen to die, to the dude who fucking squirts the fucking that embalming fluid in you. He gets paid. And they definitely get paid off our organs. They're getting paid off everybody's organs. I don't care if you put donor or not. When you're dead, you don't know. You don't know anyway. So if you think as crooked as these motherfuckers are, if you think that they are not gonna fucking take your organs and send them to wherever, you're highly mistaken. They're kidnapping people and stealing organs. So if you're just a fucking person that dies, they don't give a fuck if you got donor or not. They don't give a fuck. You won't be around to tell about it. So they're definitely doing our organs like that, man. There's countries out there killing their people left and right for that shit. Like we're doing it there's people out here doing it. But actually, they got some gangs out here. They got gangs, well, in the United States that fucking, that's a new hustle, like, that's a new fucking hustle, like, everything's gonna get wicked, man. Like, I remember when scamming shit, when scammers, you know, there would be no street people doing no scams and shit. And then, you know, they start hitting you with them laws and you get hella time for selling drugs and all that other shit. You know, if you're fucking criminal minded, you're gonna try and, you know, if you don't ever want to do anything but criminal shit, you're just gonna try and find safer or different criminal shit to do because, you know, you start realizing that you're okay, well, maybe I'm not such a good drug dealer. Maybe I should do this. Oh, I'm not good like this. And then you got a bunch of fucking, you got nothing but criminals teaching you. And you got people in jail teaching you their profession. And you want to leave your profession because it got you in jail. So you're taking, which is really stupid, you're taking advice from people that got themselves locked up from doing the very same thing. So that tells you right there that they're not good at their profession. So it's a revolving door, man. And the police know what's up. They know. They know. It's not for rehabilitation. If it was for rehabilitation, they have all types of programs and shit like that. You know, they took all the programs out. They took all the programs out of there. Took all the programs out. And let people do that little fucking tab testing bullshit where you go to school and you do fucking no lie. You go back to grade school on their ass. Like they send you back to the Stone Ages with education. And then you fucking start doing your 6th grade fucking math packet and your 6th grade homework packet in prison. An adult in prison doing 6th grade math packet. And you can get your GED. But other than that, no skills, no nothing. Just a bunch of criminals talking about what they did, how much money they had. When they get out, instead of doing this, they're going to do this now. And, you know, it's just a revolving door, man. Fucking revolving door. I don't know where I veered off from that, but yeah, they're definitely taking our organs. I don't know how I veered off to that. I'm going to write a letter to the President Biden about what's happening. Yeah. You can definitely do that, bro, but man, don't doubt yourself, bro. Don't doubt yourself. Life is going to be so fucked up in the future, man. You're going to need all your senses, bro. And you do not want that fucking medication to fuck up what you got going on upstairs, bro. Trust me. You're going to need to defend yourself against probably some shit. Like, it's probably going to be some shit going down pretty soon. And not to sound negative, And I'm not just talking about the TI community, but I'm talking about, the world, the general population, period. Like, a lot of us probably aren't going to survive what's to come. So, you know, you're going to want to have all your senses so you can try and fight like hell to survive, bro. And that medication ain't going to do it for you. Excuse me, that's legitimate. Maybe a better bet. You can mass email them documents if you figure out the format yet. See, I would get that, bro. I would stack up on all my evidence, man, and I would get that fucking doctor's name and shit. See, it's a process though. It might not happen overnight and shit, but if the time ever comes, man, for you to present your case or even fight this shit, man. And I know it sounds like a long shot, man, but you need evidence anyways, bro. Whether you upload it or not, you need evidence like that. That's your passport through this shit, like literally. Because I'm telling you, bro, if you don't stack up nothing, if you don't have nothing to show, it's your word against theirs, man. And trust me, they know. They know how to play the ball game. They know how to guide people into thinking you're crazy. Certain words they say, certain tones they say it in. Like, all of that shit has a psychological effect on people that hypnotizes them. Like, from the little cocky way they say it to the stuck up way they say it. Like, just a stuck up, like, fucking, oh, you're really seeing things, huh? Just a motherfucker saying that, or, oh, you're seeing one headlights? Yeah, okay. Shit like that. The way they say shit, man, they know how to guide the people into fucking, and people might really fucking have a head on their shoulders and know how to think for themselves, but if they hear, it's like a tick, bro. It's like, if it's not on their mind already and they're not thinking about it, to where they have to use their fucking common sense and shit, then they can automatically, easily fucking guide them into fucking thinking anything they want them to think, just based off the fucking everything in the world, from media to the way everything's fucking illusionized in our eyes, from the bullshit that they tell us, our freedoms and all the constitutional bullshit. Like, so we're already blinded, like, on that shit. So they can guide you, man. They can definitely guide anybody, pretty much. If you're not already knowing what to expect, they can guide you, man. So it's best to get all the fucking evidence you can. Like, your evidence is the most important thing you got going for you. Because what if you fly off the handle and kill? And that's the worst case scenario. You fly off the handle, you kill one of these motherfuckers because you've been so psychologically fucking traumatized to the point of, fuck, man, you just don't get no peace. You have to get fucking peace, and you fucking off one of these motherfuckers, man. They can say you were crazy, but if you got the evidence, they can say you were delusional and all that. But if you I promise you, if you fucking take your evidence down and you strategically do it, and you put yourself in the shoes of the person that you're trying to tell and explain this fucking program to. and you break it down as easy as you can. Even if you gotta point it out to them, you break it out as easy as you can and show the people what the fuck is going on, man. Don't pay attention to the coughing. Don't pay attention to the sneezing, the wiping of the hair, and the fucking. I wouldn't even pay attention to the color code, but that's just me. Like that's just me. Cause I don't pay attention to it anyways. Like when I'm driving and shit, and they be doing the convoys of white cars and all that shit. It's already in my mind. It's too many fucking. It's millions of fucking cars. Like it's already in my mind not to fucking pay attention to that. So I don't even. I don't even pay attention to the color coding and shit. Unless like it's some blatant shit like them wearing everybody outside at nighttime in all black and shit. That type of shit. Like that's the you get shit that you can point out and people can see that it's undeniable that this shit is going on. The one headlights, the all the shit, all the the most undeniable bullshit that they do. And fucking just stack that up and show a repetitive cycle. Make that your paper trail, because that is literally our paper trail, digital trail, if you will. Our evidence is our digital trail. We can't report nothing to the police because they don't take police reports. If they do take police reports, they don't take proper ones that make you look all crazy, or they try and tell you to take a crazy test and all that bullshit. So you gotta fucking take your own evidence, man. Cause trust me, you will hate to be in the jailhouse if you ever do get locked up, and it might not be not for no murder or no shit like that. But you would, if you do something to one of these people, the last thing you would want to do is be inside of a jailhouse with no evidence, nothing to back what you're saying, and your word against theirs. It's not what you want. I don't know if targeted justice is real, but they have hundreds of documents that proves this is happening. I use those to email journalists. Hi Nappy, I've been trying to reach you. Through email. I don't think I haven't been getting if you're under the same handle on email, I don't think I've gotten it. Don't open up to that psychologist. They are not there to help. They are there to determine whether you are a threat to yourself or others and put you in a definitely. And that's what I got. That's the next one. I gotta try and find a psychologist whistleblower on this app. I got this app. It's a music app though. I would try and I would probably have to get the exact whatever they call it, HTTPS or whatever that shit is. I would have to get the exact, cause when you go on Play Store and you get music downloader, you get all types of music downloaders and shit. And this just happened to be something new, cause You know, every time I get a good music downloader, they get into it and they fucking stop my music from downloading and shit. So I have to, like, they rig up my music downloader and shit. Because, you know, that's how I get through this shit. Like, to avoid their fucking noise campaign and all that bullshit. And I get kind of, you know, so I play music all day, every day, like when I'm driving and shit, so I don't have to listen to their fucking motorcycles and all that bullshit. And so I'll fucking be downloading music and shit. And then all of a sudden, like, I get tired, like, because I listen to it all day, every day, pretty much. Or, you know, when I'm up or at night, fucking recycling and shit. So, you know, I get kind of burnt out off some of the shit that I download, so I'll delete the whole music list and download some new music and shit, some different music and shit. And as soon as I delete my playlist and go download more music and shit, it starts fucking buffering and it's saying this server is not working right now. This server is under construction or repair. I have to delete the app and find a different app and hurry up and download music before they infiltrate it. These people are fucking annoying as shit, man. These people are annoying as fuck. And I tell you. And it's funny though. You know what's so funny? You could be doing something, like, they have something to say about anything. It's funny to me, like, this is what makes them like clowns to me. Like, they're real fucking clowns. Like, you could be doing something good could have happened. It doesn't matter, like, anything. And they'll have something to fucking say about it. They'll have something to fucking say about it, man. It's so fucking funny to me, dude. These people, man, you gotta look at them for what they are, man. These people are dangerous, but they are clowns. They are dangerous clowns. You know, you could get hurt fucking with these people, don't get me wrong. But, you know, other than the bullshit that they do, the vandalizing and all that bullshit, like, they're clowns. Like, once you can get past the irritated part of it, the irritating part of these people, and you just look at them for who and what they really are, man. They're really comedic. They're really, like, fucking comedic people. Like, some of them and you could tell they're poodles. You could look at them and tell they're just like poodle-hearted people. Some of them, not all of them. But, you know, for a good part, a lot of them are just like real fucking poodles, but behind the fucking illusion of fake police protection. Oh, man. You'll see a poodle turn into a pit bull real fucking quick. Have the heart of a pit bull and all that shit. You'll see a poodle transform like a motherfucker. Real quick. Puppy power. Puppy power like a motherfucker, man. Those are the ones that end up usually getting shot up. Those are the ones that usually end up getting shot up, beat up. And unfortunately, the person who did what they had to do or felt like they had to do to those people have to excuse me, that's legitimate, you guys have to suffer the consequences for fucking defending their sanity. Nobody should have to die. Excuse me, you guys. Nobody should have to die, man. On either side of this fucking, like, this program does not need to exist. If this program did not exist, people would not be dying. So nobody needs to die, but as long as you put people in a position to feel like they can take over people's fucking sanity and shit, you know, everybody ain't going for that shit. Everybody ain't gonna sit back and take that shit. You know? And pressure, you know, pressure makes diamonds. So if pressure can make diamonds, if pressure can make diamonds from rock, what the fuck do you think it can do from a person with, like, intelligence, from a person who knows how to pick up guns, from a person who knows how to aim? And if I was the general public, especially in San Jose, if I was the general public, I would go to the fucking police stations and ask the police stations, why are you guys putting my life on the line? Why do I now have to worry about going to Target, going shopping at Target, and walking to my car with Target bags, or walking outside my house, or walking outside my car to get bags out my trunk and take them out my house from Target? Like, why should I worry? Because I live on the main street and a lot of people walk by me and shit. Like, walk by my street and shit. Now I have to be worried because you guys got these people under this fucking psychological warfare and they're killing people. Like, why are you guys doing that to us? Because the general public, I'm sorry to say, yeah, that's legitimate, you guys. The general public, you guys are in the most fucking danger. Because you guys, other than the people that are just tuning in on this channel, you guys are fucking, you guys are in the dark. Like, targeted individuals know what to expect. The people doing this to us know what to expect. Like, they don't think it's going to happen to us, but they know it can happen. I mean, they don't know it's going to happen to them, but they know it's going to happen. You guys are just fucking walking, going to the store, doing your daily lives. You don't even know this program exists. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing. You need to, like, why didn't the police let you? Why only certain members of the community? Why are fucking neighborhood watch groups getting paid to fucking put our lives in danger? Like, should we be watching neighborhood watch now? Like, that's who you need to put the bifocals on. Neighborhood watch, because they putting everybody's life in danger. Not just neighborhood watch, the police as well, but, you know, you pay attention to the people who live around you. They might have smiles on their faces, all that shit. But trust me, them smiles is very, very sinister. Let me see. I think they put a tracking device on. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm scared they will put me on. Yeah, I wouldn't go, bro. I think they put a tracking device on my car. 9 times out of 10, they did. They really don't need to if you got a phone, though. But different. They have different tactics. Your phone might go dead, so they probably, you just never know. I'm not sure yet, bro. Why don't you get one of those Teslas? Yeah, okay. All right. If you buy me one, no sales tax in Oregon. Gas fuel is cheaper, think, compared to Cali. Uh, oh, it's cheaper, I think. Oh, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Probably is cheaper than Cali. Cali's like, well, I know out here it's like four. I think the cheapest gas right now is like $4.39 or $4.29. They told me that reason there's so many. They told me the reason so many people on YouTube talking about being gang stalked is because they all have schizophrenia. Yeah, they're gonna tell you that, bro. There's even people on here, when you type in gang stalking, there's this one egg-headed doctor-looking motherfucker that's saying that, we're all fucking having this mental illness. That's why I say, that's the video right there. That's the video right there that made me fucking, get serious about taking my evidence and shit. Once they started fucking having these fucking fake ass psychologists on TV talking about we're fucking mentally ill. Cause I used to, when I, when I used to look up targeted individuals every day and see how many new ones were popping up. So I would fucking type in gang stalking or targeted individual and go to the filter and type in or go to, today. And that motherfucker had popped up. And, this is a while back. He had popped up and he started, I tapped on his shit because he was it said a doctor or some shit. And I thought he was I thought he was a good guy. Like, I thought he was exposing the shit. And then he started saying some shit about we're having illusions and, stress or some shit. So, just some bullshit. And I was like, oh, hell no. Not only are not only are they having fucking people get on here and pose as targets and making us look crazy, now they got psychologists on here fucking with the bullshit as well. Okay. Okay. Like, that's what I mean, man. The ball is in your hand and everybody's looking at you, man. And trying to figure out every single way in the world, other than your teammates. Trying to figure out every single way in the world to get that ball out your hand. And if they can get you locked up, and you don't got no evidence, it's over with. Interception. All right, what is it? But if you have your evidence, bro, the game ain't over. The game ain't over. As long as you got your evidence and you know how to fucking present your evidence and you don't fucking, you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down. and figure a way to present your evidence because you know it's all true. You know, not, is it the lawyer? Yeah, it's the lawyer. At the end of the court case, you know, they go, at the end of the court case, you got the fucking prosecutor, he walks to the jury and he gives this fucking brief fucking bullshit story why they should find you fucking guilty. And then you got your lawyer that fucking gives his fucking brief fucking thing about why they should find you innocent. And you gotta play like your lawyer, man. You gotta put your best defense up there, man. And prove it. And, you know, as boring as it might sound, like you literally gotta find YouTube videos and all types of videos to where, you know, you can prove and correlate and fucking, you know, learn the types of shit that they're doing to you, the types of fucking, the labels, the certain labels and shit. Because, you know, there's certain, like this psychological warfare bullshit, like this what we're going through is psychological warfare, literally. And you can't tell you can't go into fucking court and tell the people that these people are driving you crazy. You can't say they're driving me crazy because you can't say these people are making me crazy and shit because that doesn't sound right. Like it sounds like, you know, you have to tell them like these people are using psychological warfare on me, and you know you gotta paint your picture, man. And it's really nothing to it except getting it all in order, like because everything is true. Everything that they're doing to us is true. Everything that they're doing to us can cause fucking mental ailments, if you will. Like they can, whether it's causing paranoia, whether it can cause you schizophrenia, whether it can cause you to flip out and kill people. Like the shit that they're doing to us can fucking do that, but they cover it up so fucking and decorate it and beautify it, and we're keeping the streets clean and, you know, and all this fucking bullshit. So you have to be able to prove that, okay, well, you say you're keeping the streets clean, but here, these are facts right here. These tactics that you're using, these tactics are known to make people make people flip out. Psychological warfare. These tactics are known to make people act up out of their character. Like you have to be and it's easy. Like you can prove it because it's right there in their face. Like they can say, "Oh, we're doing it to clean up the streets," but you know, as long as you can prove, like as long as you got the facts, they can't deny it. They can say you're delusional. They can say all that shit, but as long as you got the facts and everything in order, they can't say that. They can't tell they can't tell what the scientists have said. Like these are real scientists with fucking studied people and shit, so they know what's gonna make people tick. Try that delusional shit with somebody else, champ. You're not gonna fucking, you're not gonna piss in a cup. Whether these people choose to drink that cup or not, you're not gonna make them fucking believe that I'm fucking having delusions or mentally ill. You make all the YouTube videos you want. Make all the fucking YouTube videos you want about that. Yeah. If it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna blow that shit out the water. You're gonna have to come new. You're gonna have to come with something else other than that fucking mental illness fucking bullshit. depopulation agenda. Yeah, man. I mean, not just the targeted, man. The whole world is going to hell in a handbasket. Other than the people who truly believe in God, you know, other than the people who truly believe in God, and you know, I don't necessarily think you have to be a perfect person. I'm not one that believes you have to be perfect. Like some people believe you have to wear certain clothing and, you know, and all that shit. Some people say you have to read the whole Bible. You know, I don't, you know, I personally don't care what nobody else thinks. So, like, I have a relationship with God. I believe in God. You know, I believe that some of the Bible is real, but I believe a lot of it is fiction. So I don't really get into the Bible because I don't want to confuse myself, because I know they've done a lot just to, they've done it. Like if they're keeping you know, just the minute things in the world away from us, which really nothing that they keep away from us is real minute. But they keep a lot of shit in the world away from us. They keep us blinded and hidden from a lot of shit. And so it'd be pretty unrealistic to think that they're not watering down the Bible and, you know, just throwing a bunch of nonsense in there. And I'm not saying the Bible is nonsense. No, I don't want no one to take what I'm saying wrong. But, you know, like I said, there's a lot of real stuff in the Bible, but I believe there's a lot of fake stuff in the Bible. You know, and I go to like certain things I'll read in the Bible, certain scriptures and stuff, but as far as reading the whole Bible, like I don't want to get too far into that. But I do know God is real. And you know, if God has a problem with me not reading the Bible while I'm here, if you know, then you know, whatever in life, all my deeds and everything, God will see who I am, and you know, he'll see my faith, and if it was good enough for him, I'll go to heaven. If not, I'll fucking, or I'll either go to heaven or to whatever dimension he sends me to. If not, then fucking I'll come back down to this motherfucking man. And Lord knows I do not want to come back here again. Not as a fucking human. I don't even think I want to come in this world. The way they treat animals. The way they treat animals and shit. I wouldn't even want to come back here as an animal unless it was like a bird. Somewhere where, and I don't even think I would want to be a bird. Not here. Not on this planet. This is real life hell. This is like real hell. Unless you're like some fucking billionaire or some shit like that. Or, you know, one of these fucking elite motherfuckers. Like, this is literally fucking hell, man. And Satan is pulling all the strings. This is his playground. This is his fucking playground right here. And I'm not interested on playing in it. Let me see. college. Oh, confusing. Do you feel comfortable putting your email on here? Oh yeah. Here. Let me see. You're probably gonna have to tell me what you're gonna be under and shit because you know they super man. I get spammed with all types of fucking bullshit, life insurance, um, all types of weird shit. What is it? Just all types of weird shit. So I don't know. You gotta if whatever your name is under, or if it's well, you know, you let me see. Gmail. Let's see. Alright. Um. Figueroa on Figueroa. Oh, you talking about in San Francisco? Yeah, there's a lot of human trafficking out there. Yeah, that's most of them, you know. And it's crazy it's crazy. If you're talking about the general public, yeah, man, it's crazy that a lot of people that get killed, a lot of people get killed. A lot of people that we hear about getting killed are products of this fucking targeting and shit. It's just not like it's not known. Like every 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 targeted case doesn't slip through the cracks. Like their cover-ups are basically nobody picks it up, so no one can expose it. So a lot of these murders and all this shit that we hear, just like that Kroger's incident with the Asian, you know, like certain things people don't, I only heard about that because I believe Tip sent me the link to it. Where I forget what state it was in, but the dude the Kroger's employee that shot up his co-workers and shit. Certain shit like that, it slips through the cracks. And nobody knows about it, so nobody can correlate anything with anything. It's just whatever the fucking police fucking put out there. That's gonna be the main and narrative. And trust me, paint the picture, man. All the people have to see is the crime. All the people have to see is the videotape of what the fuck happened with no volume. As long as the people see what's going on with no volume, the police can paint a fucking narrative around that video so fucking... Oh, man. Oh, fuck. They can change the whole... They can turn that video into complete propaganda. So, if the police can do it, you know damn well the media can do it. Everything is covered up, man. A lot of shit in our society, a lot of shit in our world is covered the fuck up, man. A lot of secret societies. You could be walking outside, buy you a house in a decent little neighborhood. Pretty nice neighborhood, got you a lot of money. Or maybe not even a lot of money, but enough money to live decent out of the fucking the slums, if you will. Get you a little house on the mountainside and shit with or the hillside, excuse me, that's legitimate. On the hillside with, a beautiful neighborhood, fucking, you got tree trimmers and fucking grass cutters and shit that come every week. You got you a fucking, what is it called? Neighborhood association or whatever that shit is. That type of neighborhood. Everybody in your fucking neighborhood friendly. You'd be walking outside to the neighborhood full of fucking cult members and shit. Smiling at you every fucking day, plotting on you and shit, man. Breaking in your house covertly when you're fucking at work and shit. That's why neighborhood watch, I would never. Now that I know what I know about neighborhood watch, I would never, and I always had a funny feeling about them anyways, but now what I know, I would never move into a neighborhood full of those fuckers when I'm not a part of their fucking organization. I'm just a regular person. I would never move into a fucking neighborhood full of those motherfuckers, man. You can guarantee your house is getting broken into. They're gonna want to find out everything about you. Trust me, their nosiness doesn't just fucking stop with outsiders, man. Unless, if you're an outsider living in their neighborhood, it doesn't stop. But I'm saying, like, people that don't live in their neighborhood, it doesn't just stop with them. Try moving up in one of those neighborhoods if you want to and not be a part of their organization. You have a big ass dog and you mysteriously wonder why your fucking dog just so happened to fucking die. You got two big ass Rockwallers and they happen to be dead. All they got to do is we seen somebody strange walking through the neighborhood, knowing damn well they threw fucking pills or some shit back there to break in your fucking house and shit. Like, these people are, like, they kill our animals, so these people are soulless and they're heartless and they'll do anything for fucking data, for information. These are like cyborgs. They're like cyborgs already. These people, neighborhood watch, are like fucking cyborgs and shit. They just want data. They're like fucking out of control AI robots and shit. Like, they just want they want a guilty conviction. They want Anybody that they fucking see, they want that person to be guilty. You could be walking through their fucking neighborhood and shit. They're fucking a father and his son, or a grandfather and his son to fucking come out and meet you and fucking, hey, how's it going? Can we help you? You need help? You need directions? You going anywhere? Asking you all these fucking questions, just trying to slip you up in lies and shit. What are you doing out so late? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, man, let me just finish walking down the street, man. I don't feel like answering all these fucking questions, man. You're asking me totally fucking innocent questions, but at the same time, I just feel like if I answer them, I'm gonna fucking convict myself some way. Like, these people are sick, man. Oh, man, you try walking through a neighborhood watch area and not be from that neighborhood at like fucking, I guarantee you walk through walk through a neighborhood, just test it out. Walk through a neighborhood where there's neighborhood watch signs at. Try like 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. I guarantee you, because they always hit you up in pairs. And trust me, they'll always come at you in pairs. Either two people or more, but guaranteed two people. They'll never come to you alone. And they'll fucking be nice as fuck. They'll act so fucking nice. It's so fucking nice, it's fake. And you can tell it's fake. And you want to say something to these fucking people, but you just fucking, okay, let me let me just get out of here, man, because it's a world of their own, man. They're in a league of their own, man. Those people are fucking out of control. It's almost like they're trying to hide some shit that they're doing in there. Fucking throwing sacrifices and shit. They don't want you to find out and shit. So they try to push the illusion on you that they think you're the guilty one, or they think you're up to something. Nah, they don't want you to find out what the fuck they're up to. I think that's what it is. They do not want you to find out what the fuck they're up to. Then they tell the judges and cops and lawyers and all that shit that live up in there. Like, most of us already know what a lot of them are into. Yeah, though. Yep. You are brave being out there alone at night. No, not really. Anything can happen in the daytime as well. Nah, it's not really brave. It's just, we need to make a list of targets, Brad. Post online who all local informants and snitches are. Yeah, you know what? I was just thinking about that, bro. I was just fucking thinking about that. I I want to put a site up that can put their I want to try and put their addresses and their license plates and all that shit on there, to where like, you know, any targeted individuals could go to that site and just see pictures of them. Find a way, like whenever we take a video of them or pictures of them, screenshot their faces and shit, and put it next to the license plate, and put it next to their addresses and shit. Like, I got a lot of addresses, bro. You know, it's been some perps and shit following me with one headlight, and then they think that they're gonna pull up, and like they try, you know, as they're getting away from me and shit. Or, you know, as I pull over and I start fucking following them and shit, they, you know, we get down a couple blocks and they go straight to their fucking house and shit. And I'm not, you know, I'm not stupid. I don't take everything for face value, because I know they could be pulling up in other people's addresses and shit. So I fucking, you know, I recycle out here. So I fluently fucking navigate these streets and shit. So I pass by those same places and shit, and I make it a note to check and see if that car you know, is in there, whether it's 3 or 4 days later or whatever. So, and their license plate will tell where they live. Their license plate and all that shit will tell their address. So, you know, as long as we could get a mug shot of their face and their address or their license plate for sure, and post it up on that site, you know. You know, we could strategically do that. And then, you know, in my mother's neighborhood, when I go to my mother's neighborhood, I got all their addresses. Every single one. Because, you know, they let air out my tires and everything. So I already got, you know, like a internal grudge with them. Like, see, that's the thing I mean. Like, if I was to ever, which I would never flip out and go on no mass shooting shit. But I'm just saying, this is the way a legitimate or a sound-minded TI would think, which most of us are sound-minded. If we are going to kill somebody else, we are going to kill the people who are doing this to us. And, you know, I go to my mother's house periodically. You know, she needs to go to the fucking store. She needs to go here. She needs to go there. I help her out. And this is only because, you know, I know that she's legitimately has mental complications, if you will. Because when she was younger, you know, when she was a baby, her dad fucking used to shake her. He used to pick her up and fucking shake her and shit. So, you know, and I converse with my mom, and, you know, that's about as far as I talk about that. But so I know that she has, you know, so the shit that the targeting that she sends at me, I know it's either behind them broadcasting it through her, or, you know, her neighbors, because she's real trusting. Her neighbors, like, you know, I've told her, like, you know, your neighbors are letting air out my tires and shit. And, you know, it becomes an argument. Like, it becomes, my neighbors are nice and my neighbors would never do that to you. Like, those are my friends. Like, why would you? So I don't mention that no more, like, because I know she doesn't understand. And if I could like sit her down and fucking explain it to her, like, she would never understand the fucking program. So saying all that to say, like, I take her places and shit. And Let me see. I don't know where I'm falling off. Hold on, I gotta read that comment again. Oh yeah. So I take her places and shit. I take her places from here and there. So every time I go to her house and shit, the neighbors and shit, you know, they try and stop and they target the shit out of me. They follow me. Like one lady, the one across the street, you know, she's sitting there following me with one headlight, and I get out with my megaphone and I point my camera out there and I'm telling her, you are a domestic terrorist. You are the reason why 10 people are dead at the VTA and all this shit. And then fucking I'll go to my mom's. This lady lives directly across the street from me. She calls the sheriff, which the sheriff was connected with her. I already know. I already know. They tried to tell me, why are you messing with her? Why are you messing with her? And kind of like bully me into fucking not filming her and shit. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm filming my harassment, sir. I'm being followed with one headlight. What makes you think because she's following you with one head? Look, man, I'm not stupid. My mom lives like 4 houses down. I'm being harassed by people with one headlights. This lady comes as soon as I'm on my way to my mom's house, and she's following me with one headlight. You can write it up whatever you want, sir. I'm finna film because it's my legal right. And, you know, you just take it from there. You want to give me a ticket? Give me a ticket, because I need to fight this shit anyways. I need to fight this fucking shit anyways. And fucking, you know, they just tried to, you know, tell me not to leave her alone and shit. And I said, I'm just gonna still film, man. If I feel like I'm being harassed, I need to stack my evidence, sir. I need to stack my evidence. And, you know, you can't really fucking, that's the thing. They can't stop us from stacking our evidence and shit. As long as we're doing it in a fucking non-threatening manner and keeping if we are going to fucking, like, especially, you know, if you're going to get out, I think if you're going to get out, you probably shouldn't just, you know, for me, like, in a way, I kind of want to get somewhat of a ticket or something, just so I can bring a lot of this shit to light, like, just to, you know, just be able to, you know, present it in court. But long story short, I didn't get a ticket. So, you know, you can pretty much, yeah. So it doesn't, I don't know how I get that. So it doesn't, I don't really too much care, like, if I, you know, walk up to their windows and fucking, because I'm recording everything as well. So if they try and lie and say I was fucking coming at them aggressive or trying to do anything to them and shit, like, you know, at the most, what I say, like, I've caught myself a couple of times, but now at the most I say is, why are you domestically terrorizing me? Why are you putting me through psychological warfare? And then you know, I try and predict what now, you know. It's not, excuse me, it's legitimate. It's not so much as a prediction and shit, but then you know, and I probably should stop doing it because I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea of what I'm doing it. But I'm doing it, there's like a method to my madness and shit. Like, I try and predict what nationality the person is before I actually get to the car, the one headlight vehicle. You know, that's why sometimes you might hear me say Chinese. Like, you'll hear me say Chinese and shit. And it's usually before I get up to the vehicle, or sometimes after I get up to the vehicle. But Now I've been starting to say it before I get to the vehicle and shit, so I could, it's a way of letting it's a way, it's the whole psychic. I'm not a psychic thing. It's like, you can't call me crazy if I can predict the people that are fucking, or not even predict, but if I can tell you the people who are fucking doing this, like if I can prove, I have to literally prove without seeing, like I don't know how to put it out there, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I have to literally fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean. It all goes with the whole I'm telling you I'm not a psychic thing. I'm not psychic. This shit is really going on and this is what it is. Yeah, you know what the world is? For real, like if you really think about it, we're just like a fucking slaughterhouse. What do you call it? Like we're being what do you call it when you fucking, it's like a lot of cows. You have a lot of cows and shit, and you fucking, you breed them. You breed them to eat and shit. Harvest. Like that's what the planet is. It's just one harvesting. And I don't, honestly, with the amounts of people that die in the world and the amounts of organs that are available to people already, and this is me thinking outside the box. This is me. This has nothing to do with targeting. My other beliefs have nothing to do with targeting. I just want to put that out there as a disclaimer for anybody who wants to try and implement what I'm saying as being crazy or some shit. But I feel like there's far too many people in this world that are dying at a rapid pace for them to just fucking be doing this, taking people's organs to put it in other people's bodies and shit. Like, there's other shit going on with our fucking organs, man. Like, these people, there are fucking people at the top. Whether you want to think that they're lizards, whether you want to think that they're fucking, or whether you don't want to think that they're lizards, whether you think they're not lizards, or you think they're no type of fucking different being other than human, the fact still stands. If they are human, they're into some pretty fucking weird shit. And when it comes to fucking body parts and fucking people and fucking anatomies and eating shit, like, you can guarantee that, like, anyone who feels that it's fucking okay to eat other people is not a fucking human. I don't care what the fuck I don't care what the fuck. Even you can go back to the cannibalistic tribes and shit. Like, those are not no fucking human beings, man. People do not fucking eat people. It's a lot of fucking, I also believe there's a lot of those fucking things around us that aren't elite as well. Like, they live around us, like they're in neighborhoods, they walk the fucking streets. Things that eat people, or as others would say, people, or others would think, people that eat people. I can guarantee you, in every city, there's at least one what you would call a person taking down some human organs or human flesh. There's a fucking, what's that dude's name? Was it Kevorkian? Dr. Kevorkian? I forget, man. I think it was, Kevorkian might have been the one that euthanized the lady at her will, at her request. But there was a doctor, there was some dude in, I believe it was Sacramento, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been somewhere else. I believe it was in You know, a lot of crazy shit happened in Sacramento. You know, the Kool-Aid dude, the dude that made everybody fucking wear Nikes and fucking kill themselves and tell them a spaceship was gonna come pick them up and shit. Oh man, this dude in Sacramento, and I was in a group home at this time. I was in a fucking group home at this time. I remember this shit like it was the back of... It was literally like right around the corner. Well, it was more than right around the corner. It was probably like 5 blocks away from the group home. And fucking, you know... It's not funny, man. But I remember one of the counselors picked up the newspaper and he said, "What the fuck?" And he said it. And they had in the newspaper, all they had in the newspaper, they had a picture of the fucking bedroom and shit. It was like hella bunk beds and shit. And all you seen was fucking the covers over everybody's head. It's not funny, but it is kind of funny. Because it's crazy how fucking people just fucking... They're able to be fucking manipulated like that. But I guess dude, it gave them some big story about, you know, kill themselves, and that if they take the pills, they're gonna kill themselves, and then a spaceship, I believe, with God in it. I'm not sure. I don't know if he said it had God in it. You would have to, you would have to go recount the story and shit. But they called it, what was it? The Nike cult. They called them the Nike cult in Sacramento. I think if you type that in on YouTube, that it'll pop up. The Nike cult that killed themselves. But anyways, the dude told them like some spaceship was gonna come and pick them up and shit, and they all fucking took, I think they took cyanide. Like they all drank Kool-Aid with cyanide in it and fucking killed themselves and fucking... You know, the newspaper put it out there hella crazy. That made it look hella crazy. It was hella fucking people on bunk beds. You know, as a kid, it looked real fucking creepy and shit. But as an adult, when you think about it, it's just fucking... It's not funny, but it's just like fucking, like, wow. All it showed was like, it didn't show none of their faces and shit. It just showed them on the beds and shit with their Nikes and shit stuck. Like all their feet were like fucking, it's like all of them were on their backs and they all had fucking they all had fucking Nike fucking shoes on. Every single one of them had on a pair of Nikes. Like, I think they would have got sued for that though. Like if Nike could have probably made a good commercial with that fucking news clipping and shit, they could have made a hell of a commercial. They probably got sued though. Somebody probably sued the shit out of them for that shit. I remember that. I remember this one dude. It was in Roseville. He went and lit the whole Roseville Mall on fire. It was a kid too. He went. I think he. I feel. I forget the story behind his thing, but they tried to say he had mental issues. Could have been a part of targeting, but I don't know that, so I shouldn't even say that. But he got on the internet. He was talking. They say he had an internet page up, and he was saying some shit, and they locked him in, like he was talking crazy or some shit, and they locked him in. I think they said he had a bomb or some shit, and then he lit he lit the mall on, like the whole mall, damn near half the mall burnt down. Like that fool lit down, damn near burnt down half the fucking a good part. Well, I won't say half the mall, but it's not one of the biggest malls in Sacramento, so it could have been half the mall. Like he literally fucking burnt down a good chunk of that mall. Like it was under construction for hella long. What else happened in Sac? It was some other shit too. Fucking, it's a lot of crazy shit that happened in Sacramento, man. I think the Russian dude that killed his family in Rancho Cordova. Russian dude killed his whole fucking family. Man, it's a lot of shit, man. But yeah, I think that they found that dude. I don't know how I'd be veering off to the shit like that, but yeah, they found the dude that was eating people and shit in Sacramento and shit. He had their fucking testicles in jars and heads in refrigerators and all types of body parts in the refrigerator and shit. Like he was a true blue fucking people eater, flesh eater. My mom confessed to me in around. Oh wait. Hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. Pressed up. Hey, what's going on, Mo? See, so okay. My mom and her dad put me in the TR program. Yeah, man, that's fucked up. It's crazy with how the family, like, and if your family puts you in it, I think, because I can't see it for no other reason than somebody recommending it to them. And I'm not, I don't want. I'm just saying this is what I can't see them being greedy enough to take people's money to fucking put their own fucking flesh and blood in this program unless man, I just don't see it. Unless it was like, somebody reckon, like maybe if you were getting in a lot of trouble or some shit, and a friend said, hey, well, why don't you put them in this program? And maybe, it'll straighten them up a little bit, kind of like Scared Straight or some shit. And they did it not knowing what they were getting you into. That's the only way I could fucking see a family member, unless it was presented to them. Like, if it was presented to them, like, then that's a different story, because it could be blackmail. It could be fucking, it could be anything if it's presented to them. But for them to actually put you in the program, I don't. That's fucked up, man. But, one of the true things that I have read in the Bible is that, or I don't know if it's what I read in the Bible. I believe it's what I read in the Bible. And it has something to do with your family is not really your family could not, in some cases, your family, not in the same words, but your family is not your real family. I don't know if I got it there in time, but she was just bent over and had her fucking skirt hiked up. Almost like she was fucking trying to take a crap. Because, of course, they like to have people come take craps in front of me. You guys seen that? Oh, man, you guys have been a long for people who have been on this channel for fucking pretty much the beginning. Alright, well, I won't say the beginning, but for people who have been on this channel and the other channel, like, if you've been on the other channel and you're still on this channel too, like, you guys have been on some wild trips with me, man. You guys have seen some crazy shit. From fucking people bending over in the middle of the street, pushing all ass crack out, to fucking people running up the street butt naked. To people just fucking stopping in the middle of public and squatting down and taking craps. To fucking people pissing in the middle of the park. Oh, man. You've seen people talk slow, you've seen people talk fast. Oh, shit. This fucking shit is insane, man. I don't know. I don't want to live the rest of my life going through this program. Though, don't get me wrong. If this is what the rest of my life consists of, I'll deal with it. I do not want to commit suicide. But I do not want to live the rest of my life like this. And that's the one thing, if they ever tell you guys I committed suicide, you know right away that was a fucking lie. That was a lie. And I don't straddle the fence on that shit. I would never fucking commit suicide. Never think about it. Not only would I not do it, but that's definitely an unforgivable sin. That's something you cannot ask for forgiveness. You can try and ask for forgiveness before you do it, but hell no, that's a premeditated sin. You can't get forgiveness for no fucking premeditated sin. Nah, I'm not God. I don't know that for sure, but, I would think that, that's a premeditated sin. My mom confessed to me in a roundabout way before she died in late 2020. Her estate was worth about Sorry, it just scrolled me down. I gotta find your comment again. Alright, 500,000. She did not leave me a single penny. My sis got it all. Yeah, man. It's fucked up, man, but don't hold on to that, man. I know that shit probably, I know that shit has to hurt, man, but you know that's the type of shit you can't dwell on. You can't dwell on that, bro. I know it's nothing. I know it's nothing compared to it, and I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing. I know it's nothing compared to 500,000 and shit, bro, but for me it would be a lot of money, right? When that stimulus shit, like everybody was getting that stimulus shit. And I know it was these people who tried to make it so difficult to the point to where I couldn't get it. They used that, like, bro. Like, they used to use that on me so fucking vicious. Like, they used to rub it in my face and shit. And I know, like, if I would have really just cared about it, because I didn't really care. Like, I wanted it, don't get me wrong. Like, I wanted the stimulus, don't get me wrong. But I didn't want it to the point that I would let, because I knew. Something already told me, like, these people are going to give me hell about this shit, man. These people are going to give me hell. And just by me knowing that, bro, and just by me not even, like, wanting it, but not even tripping off of it like that, my thing is, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, fuck it, man. I don't, I didn't have it before, but, like, I don't, like, I might need it or I might want it, but, it's not worth the fucking psychological strain. It's not worth the worry. It's not worth fucking listening to these people, letting these people get me to feel some type of way because I ain't got it. Because trust me, man, they told me, they told me I was gonna get it because I identified myself, and I was waiting 2 weeks for that shit, and I didn't get it, so I'm calling. They said keep on calling. And I called, and then, I had to eventually get in contact with an operator, and they were like, oh, well, something's went wrong. You're going to have to come in and fucking verify yourself. You're going to need to bring this. You're going to need to bring that. You're going to need to... And then, so I had my ID, and I told them I got my ID and what to want. And then she said, well, that should work, and then you come in. And then they're going to schedule me a place out here to go. And I'm thinking they're going to schedule me a place out here to go. And then the fucking lady tells me that I got to go to an office way in the fucking San Francisco. I'm like, okay, it's games. It's games. I'm not even going to call about this shit no more. I'm not even going to, And it's not even about giving up. It's not even about giving up, bro, but it's just like, when you worry and when your main thing right now, man, is just fucking survival and in the now. That's pretty much what it is, in the now. Like, you're not gonna get that money. Or you probably could get it if you fucking put up a fight, or you're gonna have to go out your way and all that fucking bullshit, and it's just not worth the mental stress. Maybe it is to you, I don't know. Like, I can't speak for you, but it's just, for me, it's not the little 3,000, 5,000, or whatever the fuck. Like, it might, it's good money for being out here for sure. It's good, like, it's good fucking jump start. Like, you could definitely jump start off that shit, but at the same time, out of sight, fucking, out of sight, out of mind. Like, they fucking hold the keys, man, pretty much, when it comes to shit like that. And I'm not a cat. I'm not gonna let them fucking string me along and fucking keep jumping up and fucking hitting their fucking string and shit. Like, you can fucking... I'm not your fucking cat. You're not gonna fucking string me along. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's crazy, bro. Let me see. Yeah, it's crazy because for me at least in San Jose, my targeting is kind of like martial law, not in the aspect of the rounding of people and shit like that, but in martial law they use foreigners. They use a lot of foreigners and shit because the foreigners have no attachments to Americans and shit. So like, our military hires in fucking foreigner fucking militaries, or they're supposedly with us, I guess, but they're all foreigners and shit because they have no attachments to us and shit. So they talk to us. They talk to us anyway, hit us with the butts of their fucking guns, all the fucking shit they do. And then it's almost like we've been invaded. Like, the American soldiers are, because they're not gonna they're not gonna do it because they know we'd be fucking asking the fucking American soldiers fucking hella questions and manipulating them. It's like jail almost. In jail and shit, like, you try and speak, like, they don't want you fucking speaking to none of the officers and shit. Like, especially like when you first get locked up and shit, they don't like the police. Like, especially like people who really first get locked up and shit, they'll be trying to ask the police, hey, can I get a, or ask the police like, hey, what am I here for? And they'll just walk by, shut up, like that. They don't want you fucking talking to the officers, or they don't want you fraternizing, if you will. No fucking talking or none of that shit. Just fucking talk to them like shit. It's like that. It's like that. The foreign officers will talk to us like that. Having American officers for martial law is just it's too risky for their fucking agenda and shit. Like, a lot of fucking soldiers are yes men and they're gonna go along with the agenda, but there's always gonna be a loose end to where, he's gonna have a soft spot for America and think that this is not right to fucking be doing this to American citizens and shit, and they can't have that, so they hire in the foreign fucking intelligence, if you will, the foreign security forces. The foreign security forces. Yeah, saying all that to say, it's like a lot of, you gotta think though, everybody from every different nationality is involved in this. Every nationality, every job, profession. There's people way in the fuck in Russia, literally targeting a cyber target. Fucking, I get fucking notices on my Google account all the time that motherfuckers from Bangladesh and all these other fucking foreign countries have tried to break into my phone and shit. Like, somebody just tried to fucking, access such and such from Bangladesh. Is this you? Hell no, it's not me. You fucking, what the fuck do you mean it's this me? Yeah, man. And that's exactly how that's exactly how my fucking, my other channel got shut down. Probably it's because one of those fucking Bangladesh or whoever, from wherever else, fuckers intercepted and got through and was able to get into my shit and bypass my password and change that shit up on me. Gotta prepare for that. Luckily, they didn't wipe the whole fucking channel down. I'm surprised they didn't just take the channel down. It's too late if you get any ideas now. If you're on here, it's too late. The videos have already been downloaded. You can knock the channel down now if you want. Don't matter. No, siree, it don't matter no more. Alright, y'all, I gotta get a little bit of rest, though, before I start recycling. Or not rest, but, I gotta get ready and all that shit. But I'm starting live tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a surprise in store for everybody. If everything goes as planned, protests should be in effect. Beautifully in effect. No more fucking bullhorn breaking down. No more none of that shit. So, protests are gonna be longer. I shouldn't have said nothing, man, because these people are gonna try and fucking. But I have a feeling that they can't intercept. So, saying all that to say, and take this with a grain of salt because I don't know exactly when it's gonna be. So I don't want nobody saying, hey, you're lying, you're a liar. But pretty soon, I plan to be fucking changing up, well, not changing up the channel, but doing more things to expose this program. Interviews and shit like that, like, excuse me, legitimate, you know. I don't know. I probably shouldn't speak about it until I just come out with it, but yeah, tomorrow should be a very good day for the protesting. And I'll start the live tomorrow. Either, I'll start it whenever. I might start it back up tonight. It just depends. It depends. But if I don't catch you guys before tonight, before tomorrow, before whenever, you guys have a beautiful night. And try and, I know it's a hard thing to do, but disregard mentally the bullshit that these people are doing. Don't disregard it, but, try and let it break down in your mind for a little bit before they make that shit solid back again with bullshit. And God bless you. And for those that don't believe in God, God bless you anyways.